Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Oh, sweet. Let's see. Sweet. Sorry, this is my first time with using the streaming software and stuff. And so YouTube's not showing a preview, so I can't see myself. So how do I? Oh, there we go. I think maybe I got it. Do I am I lagging at all? Like, am I kind of twitching or whatever? Because in the preview, it's kind of jumpy. Cool. Sweet. I think I got it figured out. And can you guys see the Illustrator screen too and all that? Like if I make something on screen, does it look okay? Just let me know if it's slow or not. Like if I'm drawing. Awesome. And then, man, I wish I could see this. Can one of you guys unsub and oops, if you're subscribed to me, can you unsub and then resubscribe? I just want to see if the pop-up thing comes up on the window. How come I can't see the live? It says I'm what? Sorry, I'm mumbling. Trying to figure this out. YouTube usually has a little preview when you're when you're doing something, but I don't see nothing. Yeah, I wanted to see if this worked, the camera, me being inside the picture, and then also if somebody subscribes in the chat, if it pops up on the window. Oh, there it goes. That it works. That's cool. Okay. Awesome. Sweet. Oh, okay. Now I can see the chat on the screen too. I don't know if I can move that. Oh yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, I'm jazzed. Everything looks like it's working. Let's see. I think it should be good. Is there anything you guys want to see? I'm just testing it out today. I'm not really. I don't have anything planned. What's up, Phil? Just testing out this live stream thing, seeing if I can get it going. Oh man, that's cool. So yeah, I'm just fiddling around. Let me see what we can do here. Oops. Where? Oh, I moved something. These multiple screens are tripping me out. Okay. Let's see. This is just Illustrator. I'm trying to make like a window for me so I can have chat up and have like Anime Studio or Illustrator open at the same time. So you guys can chat with me too and not have anything. I don't want the chat really on the screen like that, but so that's what this is going to be a background. Let me do this real quick. I'll just show you guys some cool stuff. So I create all your backgrounds in Photoshop. Illustrator, yep. For the most part, it's Illustrator. Just because it's real easy. I'm going to show you guys really quick. I'm going to make a tutorial on this too, but I'm just going to show you the reason why I do a lot of stuff in Illustrator. So one of the biggest things is the replicator tool, or it's called the transform tool. So if I draw a window or something, I'm going to do this real quick. Have a fill of gray, dark gray. I'm going to create like a window. And drawing some squares for the window holes, duplicating those. I go kind of fast, so guys let me know if you have any questions. This is just to punch the hole out. It's a little different in Anime Studio too, but I'm really quick with using the tools and stuff. Except now that I've shrunk the window. And let's pop those out. It's kind of off-centered. Create the frame. Okay. I don't use a drawing tablet. I don't have one because I'm broke. So I'm just using a mouse. What's up, man? Central does all. Just a mouse and keyboard. So one of the really cool things about Illustrator is that when you create something like this, like the window or something you need, a fence or something like that, I can go under Effect, Transform, and then you get this little pop-up window, and I can make copies of it. So I can make like 4 copies, and if I click Preview, I can move those copies over really fast and easy, like that, and hit OK. And the way that Illustrator works is if I go ahead and, because this is actually a kind of a live duplication, if I do anything to this piece of artwork, it's going to do it to all the rest of them as well. So I can make a building with a lot of windows really fast, like this, and then I can add another transform. And do I have a female character for Moho? I do. Actually, if you're a patron on if you go to my Patreon page, there's actually a female character as well. Danny from Phantom Parody. Oh, Danny Phantom? I'm not sure. I think I know what that cartoon is. I know a lot of cartoons, but is it? Well, I'll look it up real quick. Apply a new effect. So I'm creating a new one. Say I want 4 rows. And preview this again. Oops. And then do this. Now I have a whole set of windows again going down. And again, if I change that one piece of artwork, it's going to change everything. So it's really, really cool. And then when you're done, you can actually separate them. You can expand. And now these are all separate windows. And it took me like a couple seconds to make. So that's one of the reasons. 59 bucks? Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't looked that up yet. But Phil, do you like that drawing? Is it easier or pretty easy to learn? So here's a good example of like something for a background. So say I'm going to draw a fence. I will pick the fill color and then pick a stroke color, and I'll just draw a really simple fence. Going to add a point here and do this. And then what I can do is I can hold down Option and drag to the right, and then I can just hold D down and it just makes a whole bunch of copies for me. And not only that, I can, I have there's a lot of scripts. I don't use it for Moho, but it's very easy. Oh yeah, pen pressure. I really want to use a pen so I can draw actual drawings. Illustrator, I have a whole bunch of scripts, so check this out. This is pretty cool. Let's look at swatches. So here's all my colors right now. I'm going to select all of these colors, these browns, 4 different browns, and with this script, I can actually say randomize swatch fill. And it automatically will just fill in, just randomly, any swatches that I have picked. So if I want to do random swatch fills with green, I can go script, random swatch fill, and it fills that in immediately. So it's really handy, especially if you're doing like a fence. I just want the colors to be just a little bit different. So I'm gonna pull these swatches out. I'm going to double click the color, change the color just a little bit, put it in my palette, do it again, grab another color, drag that down. So now I have these colors that are really close to each other, but just a little bit off. If I select all those, random fill, you get this nice kind of organic variation of color. So it's really cool. And then I can come in and just adjust the fence so it looks a little broken. Rotate one of them. Make one a little taller. Kind of make it look more real so it's not so static. How do you import them into Moho when you create backgrounds? Okay, so if you want to import an image into Anime Studio. So I have, let's just say I want to bring this fence in. I'm going to, so I have different windows in here. This is artboard number 3. So I'm actually going to save this. Oops. Oh, now I gotta wait for a second. How do you... If anyone is interested, I'll take a look. But I'm broke at the moment until I get paid next Thursday. So, but I've been doing all right for the past few years without one. Stop! I don't want to do that. So basically, what I'm going to do is Young Metrics. I'm going to save as, and I'm just going to call this fence. And I'm going to save it as an Illustrator file. And then after I click save, where is it? I'm going to save under the version Illustrator 8. I don't know why, but it needs a really old version of Illustrator to work in Anime Studio. Something to do with, I don't know, it's how they programmed and whatnot. So I'll go ahead and save that in Illustrator as an Illustrator file. Hassan, what's up? How you doing? And then I'm gonna go ahead and open up Anime Studio Pro real quick. And sorry, I keep looking over. I have 2 screens set up, so I'm kind of watching this live stream thing, trying to figure out if it's working. I have Livestream open and YouTube and something else. Oh, Streamlabs for alerts and things like that. And where's Anime Studio? Okay. Oh, it's because it's saving that Illustrator file. I should have done that on its own own page. It's saving all this other thumbnail stuff and what I was making before, so it's taking a little while. Mongolia? What? What's up, man? Okay, there we go. Anime Studio. So now that I'm in an Anime Studio, it's just kind of slowing down a little bit. Advice for promoting cartoons? I don't know. I'm trying to get myself out there too. You know, I'm trying to build my audience a little bigger. And it took a long time. You know, I've been on YouTube since I think 2006, but I didn't really start doing my animation tutorials seriously until like 3 years ago. And even then, it took me months and months and months to build up just 100 subscribers. I remember getting super jazzed about having 100 subscribers and just being amazed. So it took a long time, and then eventually, I think it has to do a lot with thumbnails and just having a lot of content. I have like 200 and some videos, which is a lot. So I think if you have a big catalog, I think that really helps. But there's other YouTubers that really will help you kind of show you how to promote your YouTube a little better than me, because I'm doing it really slow, and I'm actually watching a lot of YouTube creator videos myself. So, okay, Anime Studio's not letting me. Where's my menu? It's still on Illustrator. What's going on here? What? This is really odd. I don't know if it's because of the screen recording, but there's no menu up here. Oh, there it is. Okay, File, Import, Vector File, Adobe Illustrator file. And I'm going to import the fence, but I should have, like I said, I should have done this on its own page, because now it's going to import all that other stuff that I made, and it might crash even. So, please make walk cycling. I do have a couple walk cycle tutorials. They're kind of old, but just do a search on my page, Asan. But I've done quite a few, actually. Hold on a sec. Oh, see, this did not work at all. It imported all kinds of... That's probably why it was taking so long. Let me go back to Illustrator real quick. Grab this fence. I'll copy it, do a new. I want to learn more of Moho tools. Minimize to fix. Uh-oh. What? Oh. I thought the live stream went dead. It's just this new document loading. Please make a tutorial on characters. Sasuke. Oh, Naruto? Yeah, I know I should make some more character creator tutorials, but with anime characters, obviously. Because I know a lot of people want to do that. Too many curves? Oh, when you're importing? You can try and minimize the curves in Illustrator. Are you talking about importing from Illustrator? It might be just because it's just too big of a file. You might want to reduce the points that you have on the Illustrator file. Let's try this again real quick. So I have a fence. Let's go ahead and export or save as. Fence 2. And this should open a lot faster just because it's a pretty simple objects. So we'll do that. Save that. Am I a developer of Anime Studio? No. Just... Uh-oh. Hello? My camera froze. Or it turned off or something. Can you guys still hear me? It looks like my camera froze for some reason. Oh, I think the battery died. I'm using my actual, like, nice camera as a web camera. Okay. Let me go to Anime Studio real quick. I'm going to change the battery too. Okay, Anime Studio, File, Import, Illustrator file, and Fence 2. And now, see, it just imported it just automatically, and it even imported the colors directly from Illustrator, just because I saved it as Illustrator 8. So, yeah, it's pretty easy to go back and forth between Illustrator, and then I can change all the stuff in here. So, okay, you guys are hearing me. I'm gonna go grab my other battery real quick. Okay, I'm back. Let's see here. I know you guys don't need to see my face, but I just want to make sure that I get used to being in front of the camera and stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Where's this? Okay. There we go. And turn that back on. Okay. And let's see. What's my favorite cartoon? Invader Zim's probably one of my favorites. Rick and Morty is up there too. Okay. Let's see. Let me do something here. Delete that. Oops. Okay. Display, capture. Oops. All right. Sorry I'm mumbling so much. Check out your tunes. I will. Central does all. I'll check them out for sure. Sci-Fi. And oops, is this on? Let's do this. Invader Zim's, yeah. Invader Zim and Rick and Morty are probably my favorites. You're welcome, Will. Hey, Finn's a good name. Oops, okay. Turn the camera on. And then do this. Invader Zim parody. That would be cool. That was such a good show. I wish it was still on. Oh, Adventure Time. Yeah, Adventure Time is... I love... There's so many cartoons that I love. Yeah, I'd say a little older ones, Invader Zim. The current ones, Rick and Morty and Adventure Time. Even though Adventure Time's ended. Unwinding different poses. Unwinding different poses in the lesson. What do you mean unwinding? Oops. Okay, why isn't that working? Source. Oops. Huh. Well, this camera thing's it's not coming back on, but that's okay. I'll just keep talking. So what's this now? Hold on, let me see. Thanks, Central does all. That's cool, man. Pink Panther. Yeah, actually, if we're going real old school, I would say Mighty Mouse was my jam. Oh, I didn't know Invader Zim's a comic? What? Yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Ferrat. Making cartoon. It. Yeah, it does take a long time. People sometimes ask me like if I can make a 10-minute cartoon, and I'm just like, if you watch any like The Simpsons, well, any cartoon, and you watch the credits, there's hundreds of people working on a cartoon. But it's still possible. I've seen some people do cartoon series like Cartoon Management and some other people that put out episodes pretty regularly. It's pretty impressive because I don't know how they do it because it takes me quite a while to do a 3-minute intro. Yeah, Cartoon Connect. There's a few. If you have help, yeah, it's much easier. But it's possible if you have good characters that are rigged really well and you use actions and I think that's probably a tutorial I'm gonna do is try and make a whole cartoon, like maybe a 5-minute cartoon in real time live. Just so you guys can see, you can do it if you're prepped, I think. So yeah, and that's really fast to do a cartoon in 1 month. That's amazing. And he does use Moho. Yeah, Berry Tales. Oh yeah. Well, he might Moho and Anime Studio are the same, really. I'm actually using Anime Studio 11 still. I just haven't upgraded just because. Well, I have it. I have Moho, but I had a lot of problems with it, so I just ended up using 11 more just because I'm so used to it. Oops. I'll keep drawing using 10. Yeah, that's the other reason why, because a lot of times people ask me why don't I make tutorials in Moho. It's because I want people that have older versions to be able to still do the tutorials that I'm doing. Because I know it can get really expensive to upgrade. It's totally worth it. I mean, Anime Studio and Moho are the best programs for animation, I think. But when you're broke, it's hard to just drop that much money. The mesh is really cool, Phil. I know. I wish I do need to use it more because there are some features that people would really like tutorials for. So Yeah, the older versions, they're awesome. I started using Moho or Anime Studio when it was, I think, Anime Studio 6. I don't know. It was a long, long time ago. I'll just show you guys while I'm on here. I'm just gonna. Oops. I was thinking of trying to create a real 3D head because people have asked me to do some Lego characters. So this is what I was thinking. I was thinking I would create a head. Turn that grid on. And so I create a circle, and then I'll create an eye real quick. Sideways behind pose of the animation I meant. I meant if Sasuke could stand sideways behind the pose. Sideways behind the pose. I meant it was about Moho, except for the main animation. Alright, do you mean a body turn? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Oops. Okay, hold on. Let me make this. Turn the stroke on. Bring the stroke up. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's make an eye. So I'm going to make an eye real quick. White, black. Turn the stroke on. Turn this up. So check this out. It's a really horrible eye. Oh, body turn. Okay. Trying such. Yeah, I haven't missed much, man. I'm just testing stuff out. We're just everybody's just talking and stuff. So here's my idea for a kind of head turn, but it's really 3D. Is to take the parts. Why can't I grab everything? Select all. And then I'm going to do a copy of the head because I just want to use the path. So I'm just going to call this path. And then I'm going to take the eye and I'm going to put the eye and the path in a group. I'm going to take the eye and I'm going to say follow path like this. Put it at 0. So it's right there. And then I'm going to double click the eye and say depth of field. That's not what I want. I'm going to rotate this path. But then the eye, I don't want to immune to depth of field. Oh, camera. Wait. Okay, how do I do this? I want the eye to be on a path that goes around in 3D space. So when it really does rotate, it really does go behind the head itself. For a plugin, trying central. I would spend $10 for that plugin. What video? What are you guys talking about? What do I use? Oh, lip sync, Papagayo? Is that what you're talking about? Lip syncing. I find pretty easy to do with the smartphone, but that's just because I'm used to it. So let me open my character real quick. So my character looks like this, and then I'll find an audio file and I'll show you guys how I lip sync real quick. I'm gonna find a cartoon wave. Real fast. There we go. Bugs Bunny. So I'm going to download this sound file real quick. And so let me clear all the animation. So I'll go ahead and import an audio file of Bugs Bunny talking. So here's the sound file. And, oops. What's up, Andrew? So here's how I lip sync. So here's the audio file that's been brought in. And then I just go to my face rig. I zoom in really close so I can kind of watch the mouth. And then I listen to it. So it says stop steaming up my tail. Stop steaming up my tail. So I just go through. So he starts talking right there. So I make a keyframe. I click on my mouth bone to start it. And I do step by step. So it starts with stop. So it's a consonant. So I just teeth together. And I'm using my arrow keys to do this, to go back and forth. Stop. So it's ah sound. The P is going to be a closed mouth. Steaming, so S, closed with the teeth. E, M is closed. Up. I mean, there's only really 8 mouths that I use. Stop steam. Up. Closed mouth. Ah. Tail. T. Tail. Then an L. So, yeah, I did a pretty fast. And it kind of looks funny in the preview, but it looks a lot better after you render it too. As long as you get the mouth sounds, you know, it's pretty easy. I think it's faster than using Poptoogi, and it looks better to me. I know that Poptoogi automates, but it doesn't look right to me. I like the words to kind of match better. So I did make a smart dial or a smart bone. So it's just easier for me to grab. You can in Moho they have the switch window switch layers or something where you can see each character or each image of the mouths, but there's not that many, so it's really easy for me to cycle through while I'm listening. I can lip sync probably a whole 5 minutes in probably 15 minutes or so. So it's not really that bad. If you've ever like done a detailed drawing or something, that can take hours and hours. So It's not that bad. My email? You can just email me on Facebook. Just type in Poptoogi on Facebook, Mick, and just DM me. Just send me a message. That's how most people get a hold of me. You're working on a pretty bad cartoon right now? Do you mean like bad as in awesome? Or bad as in crazy or what? Yeah, Smartbone does make it smoother and easier for sure. I prefer using it like that. It's just so much easier to do a whole, animate with bones. That's the other. I mean, the only way that you can make a really long form cartoon is to have good animation already preset. Like I have. Let me clear all the animation here. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but okay. I think this is the one. I have actions. Oops, window. Where are my actions at? Oh, okay. So I have a whole bunch of actions already in here. Let's see, did I erase that too? Yeah, I erased the lip sync. So all of these have been pre-made. So I can actually come in here, select like punch, and just add it in. Or throw your hands up. Go back to default. Walk, run. All of these things can be thrown in really fast. And even if they're not perfect or correct, you can actually go in and tweak the animations without having to do a whole bunch of animating again. If you've got specific poses, especially, like see this lean back? I have the animation walking right now, but since I made this action for leaning back by itself, when I add it in, he just does it without breaking his steps when he's walking and stuff. So it's really, Smartbones is easy. Rig critiques, of course. I'll look at people's rigs. And especially, I mean, if people just need a little help with their rigs, not rigging the entire character themselves, but if you need help with something or something just doesn't work right, I can definitely try and fix it. I'm not a professional, but I can definitely help out if people need something. Like South Park style. Hey man, South Park style is awesome. It just depends on what you want it to look like, Animation doesn't have to be, extravagant and just overly crazy. If it's entertaining and you like it, then it's good animation to me. Like I said, some of the biggest YouTubers that I find funny don't really even animate. They just do animatic type, a couple of poses here and there. And I love it. Anyone here use Smartbone Tech for hands? Oh, you mean like Azure Prince? Do you mean like closing the fingers and stuff, or do you mean switch layers? Because my hands are on switch layers. If I grab them, I have a set of hands that can be animated or changed. But I'm thinking about making some hands that have also they're switch layers, but then they also can be animated, like the fingers can move in and out too. I don't know if people would be interested in that or not, but I think that would be kind of cool. What's easier, Moho or Adobe Animate? I'm gonna guess, well, I don't know. I haven't used Adobe Animate before, so I'm not really sure. I know that I found Anime Studio to be way easier than Flash. So if it's like Flash, I'm going to guess Anime Studio is easier. Can you lip sync using image sequence? Do you just can you use lip sync using image sequence? You mean like having JPEGs of a mouth? Young Metrics, is that if you're talking about using actual drawn pictures and swapping them out, definitely could do that. For beginner Toon Boom or Moho, I haven't used Toon Boom. I've looked at it, I've checked it out, but I'm gonna say Moho is easier to learn. Toon Boom is used for a lot of industry stuff, and it's really, really good, but it's just got a lot. It's got a really big learning curve. Moho, I feel like you can pick up really fast and learn extremely quickly. In Moho, I did. When I started using it, I started figuring stuff out right away. So I would go with Moho. I'm not trying to. I mean, they're not paying me. Yeah, and Toon Boom's really expensive too. So I would go with Moho all the way, for sure. Fingers rotating and make it. Yeah, I'm definitely want to do that with just a hand rig. I've seen some really cool hand rigs before, where you can actually rotate them and whatnot. But it would be nice to have these different hand poses like this, but then also have inside of them be able to move them a little bit. You know, just turn this one into a point, or you know, something like that. So yeah, I think I'll work on that for sure. That's completely true too. Yeah, Moho can be as good as Toon Boom. Um, it's just like anything else. It's just the tool. If you know how to use it really well, um, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between Toon Boom or what's created and what. I mean, stuff varies so wildly, you know? Let's see. Oh, sensei. I'm just a dude, man. I'm just a janitor trying to live my dream. Toon Boom. So let's see here. Yeah, I should have planned more to show you guys stuff. I just didn't. I was just testing this live stream out, so you know. Where'd my Illustrator go? Next time I'll be more. This weekend I will do another live stream, but I'll be more prepared. I'll do an actual lesson and whatnot. And let's see. There's all kinds of cool stuff that you can do with Illustrator that you can't do in Anime Studio. There's a really cool blending tool. Oh, so I was showing you guys that transform, like replicate. So say if you made something like feather or something like that. I'm just going to make this a little gray. Just pretend this is a cool feather and not just an oval. Oops. Sometimes I get my tools mixed up too when I'm doing different programs. So here's another example of why that transform tool is really awesome. So if I have this selected and I change my or go to transform and make copies of this. Say I wanted to make it like an angel's wing or something. I can actually offset these ovals. Not only that, I can change the angle of rotation, so I can actually turn these as I'm turning and change the scale also. So as the copies, you get more copies, they get smaller too. So you can make really cool things like wings and stuff like that by just using this transform tool. And let me change that strokes so you guys can see it a little better. So I've got this really kind of cool geometric graphic that I can actually change the original, and it changes all of the copies as well. So you can, stuff like that is really not possible right now in Anime Studio, but check that out. I think that's pretty cool for 2 seconds. Let me expand the appearance, make the strokes all the same, and now I've got this kind of cool wing pattern. I can copy and paste that and reflect it, and already I'm starting to kind of make something cool, in just a couple of seconds. So that's a huge advantage with Illustrator. After Effects is something that I'm trying to learn too, because if I'm going to try and do the same thing with After Effects that I'm doing with Anime Studio, and going to do the same with Illustrator and Photoshop and stuff like that too, because After Effects is amazing. And yeah, you can edit. Does Illustrator cost? It does. It's actually, Adobe actually has a subscription based model. So you can't, I don't think you can actually buy physical copies anymore, but you can, it's a pay as you go, which is something I really didn't like. But I mean, it makes it a little bit more affordable if you're broke, just to pay monthly. And you can get different subscriptions where you don't have to get every program that they have. You can just get like the drawing one, and it's like, I can't remember, $10, $15 a month. But like I said, I didn't really like subscription based models, but in reality I do a lot of subscriptions, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. There's a lot of subscription things that I do. But yeah, Illustrator is really, it is worth it. There are alternatives that are free. There's Inkscape, and also you can buy a program called Affinity Designer, which is like Photoshop and Illustrator mixed, and it's an amazing program too. So more on the physics, yeah, if you guys want, for sure I can do more. That was one of my favorite tutorials, was to do the Angry Birds parody type thing. I really liked it. You hate those? Oh, do you hate the subscriptions? You mean, or you hate those programs? Pyborg, Illustrator. Yeah, like I said, it's only because I'm used to it. I used it for like 15 years. I got it for free where I worked. So I just got really used to doing all these really cool things on it. And I'm all about speed, so doing things in Illustrator kind of is second nature to me. It's really easy for me to do stuff like, here, I'll make you like a really cool button. Make color, use a gradient on it. Let's see, where's colors? Swatches. And where's gradient? My windows, where? Trying to find gradient. Oh, I have 2 screens open, so they kind of disappear sometimes. Linear. And the reason I use Illustrator is, like I said, it's just because it's just faster for me to do certain things, just because I'm so used to it. Actually, let's flip this. You know what? I think I'm going to try and learn how to. I know a few people that use After Effects for animation, and it looks really, really nice. Especially since you can use all of those, you know, After Effects on them. Oh, Procreate is amazing. I have Procreate on my iPod or my iPad, John, and it's amazing. I really, really, really like it. I wish I had a newer iPad because now they have a perspective tool so you can draw backgrounds and stuff really, really easy. But my iPad's like 5 years old or 4 years old, something like that. It's pretty old. You're messaging me on Facebook? Yeah, Affinity Designer is awesome. And it's only, I think it's only $50, or it was when I got it. So I don't know what it is now, but man, Affinity Designer is definitely worth it, for sure. And Photoshop is great too. Yeah, there's some super good tutorials on making backgrounds in Photoshop. I think I'm going to do a tutorial on using an actual like real world picture and then just changing it into a cartoon background or painting it. I think that would be good. Gradient. I'm just making a shine on this button while we're talking. That. But there's other, like, here's another cool thing about Illustrator is changing the colors is really, really easy too. So if I duplicate this, I can recolor the artwork. It brings up this color wheel, and I can just change the color really easy, like that. Oh yeah, I hate subscriptions. It was kind of difficult for me to give in, but I've been using it for so long, Photoshop and Illustrator, that I kind of just caved because they're so easy to use. And I really love InDesign too, doing like magazine layouts and desktop publishing and stuff like that. But I'm not super good at that. But I think I'm going to make tutorials on those even too. I think that would be cool. I do have something on morphing. Are you talking about for in Anime Studio? I have a couple of different tutorials on. Let me find them real quick, and I'll send them to you real quick. Well, you guys can just see. There's the I think if I just type in Poptoogi morph, oh, yeah, character morph. So here's a tutorial on changing your character into another. But the principle is the same for any morphing that you want to do in
What's up, everybody? Today
Anime Studio. So if you just check that out, if that's what you're talking about. Do I do all my drawings with my mouse? Yes, I do. Just got really used to it because I didn't have a drawing tablet for a long time, so yeah. Yeah, I think that would be good to make the backgrounds into real or cartoon backgrounds. I think that would be good. Oh, Sasuke is the One Punch Man. Is that who that is? Sasuke. Yeah, like Bruce to Hulk. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I could do a Incredible Hulk one because the tutorial I show you it would be exactly like that, except you'd have to change the bone size as you're doing it too. But I think it's possible to do Bruce to Hulk. There's so many tutorials that I feel like I could do on just the Avengers. Just I got really excited about Endgame, and like I thought I could make the Doctor Strange spinning glowing shields. I think I can do in Anime Studio with the sparks coming off it and everything. Hulk would be good. Um, Doing Iron Man, like making him kind of show you how to make him fly, how to make a helmet that kind of comes up or opens up like Iron Man. Um, Black Panther's suit appearing over him. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff I think that I could do on just Avengers. Scarlet Witch's kind of lasers, or what? Not lasers, her little smoke effect. Bruce to Hulk morphing, yeah, I could try. Definitely try to do that. Um, what else? There's so many. I think there's just such cartoons and comics and anime just have so many things. I could do whole series, I think, on just like um, effects from anime, like lens flares, um, sword clashes, smoke puffs, things like that. I could do a whole bunch of stuff like that for sure. Mm. This live stream thing is awesome, man. I'm gonna have to figure out how to be more focused though, because I start talking to you guys and then I'm like, I forget that I have stuff on screen. I'm not really doing anything, but I do want to show you guys stuff when you want, but it's just it's a balancing act. I need to figure out how to do it good. But this is cool. I like talking to you guys. So. Let's see. What's another? Oh, bricks. That's another good one. Like if you're making a brick wall, so easy to do in Illustrator. So let me select a brick color. Like that. Give it a stroke. And then all I have to do is make one brick, hold Option down, drag it over, leave a little gap in between, then hold Command D and just make a bunch of bricks. Grab those, shrink them down. You can use the pattern creator too, but I like doing this so I can change the color of some of them. Move this here. Grab both of those, move them up, and then do the same thing. Then I got a brick wall. And again, like I did before, I can go into the colors. Color swatches. I can grab a bunch of different colors, select them all, use the script, random swatch fill, with the fill selected. Scripts, random swatch fill, And oops, deselected them. Let's try that again one more time. There we go. Now I have all these different colored bricks immediately. It's really easy to do. And again, I can come in here and say edit colors, recolor artwork, go into the color wheel, and I can grab these colors and I can turn them all at once, link them together, so it changes the color of those bricks like that. Or I can unlink and change individual colors of the bricks like that. So yeah, Illustrator is really cool. It's really awesome in my opinion anyway. Like that. But you see I did that in like a few seconds. It doesn't take very long. How do you get foreshortening done for your character rigs? Foreshortening's kind of tricky if you have a rigged character with bones. You can foreshorten by grabbing the bones themselves. So if I have my hand here, you know, and I want it to go towards the camera, you have to grab the short end of the bone and shorten it like that. But then because it's connected to the points of the bone, it distorts it, so you have to kind of point animate. So I can shorten the bones, but yeah, the artwork gets messed up. So you'd have to go in and also change the point animation at the same time to bring the hand closer and farther together. You can also, like, where's the front arm? So you can go and grab the actual layer itself and rotate it in 3D space, but that's kind of a whole other headache because the positioning gets messed up on the body. But see, I can turn it. Actually, let me put the pivot point on the shoulder and grab it. But because of the distortion of the camera, it's doesn't look right. You'd have to change the camera. You can foreshorten it like that. That's tricky. That's a good one. I'm going to have to probably work on that to get more foreshortening or, you know, better understanding. Thanks, Thought Boss. Appreciate it. Much appreciated. Let me see here. So, oh yeah, like I was saying, with actions, if you guys haven't seen my action tutorial, let me clear it. So I have quite a few of these actions. So let me go back. With a blank canvas, I have no animation. I add a shoulder shrug. I can add that in. See, he leans back. And actually, let me grab my face, the character's face, have him look forward. And I even have, for my face, I have some actions. So I can click puzzled and just click that, and he'll just change his facial expression to puzzled and do the shoulder shrug. Then I can go back to the default face and then do angry. Or squint. Go back to default. The reason I have the default face is because some of them just work better if they go back to default. Half closed. So in just a couple of seconds, I've done a bunch of facial expressions for my animation without having to do a lot of work. So once you've done the work one time, you can come back. I even have like more. This one's a little bit more, has a little bit more keyframes, the eye roll. So I'll do that, add that in. Go back to default. And see, like that, the eye position stays the same, so I'm going to go here and just move it back to where I want. And I'm going to make a whole bunch more facial expressions. But if you have a set of 20, 30 facial expressions and a set of animations for the body. Now see, I have all these facial expressions. I can go back in here and add my movements. So I can do gesture with hands open. Go back to default. I like going back to default. It just makes it a lot easier to hands on hips. Point lean forward. So you can see I animated, around almost 200 frames in just a couple of seconds because I have all of those actions. Then I can go back in and lip sync afterwards. Fix a few things, like the hand gestures. Some of them switch at the wrong times and things like that. But the bulk of the animation is just done before you even, or not before, you have a bulk of the animation done in seconds. So you really can make a cartoon, a long cartoon, if you just save your animations. And so here, so then I can go back into the face and then start doing lip syncing. I'm just doing random frames. And I have a whole bunch of animation already done. Oops. I appreciate the comments, man. I'm glad that my tutorials are helping people. We'll see you later, man. It's go study. Do I make multiple views? I've done a few body turns, but body turns aren't the bulk. Like this character right here is just in a 3/4 position. The reason it's like that is because animation like Simpsons or American Dad or things like that, 90% of their animations are just from the 3/4 positions. There's not really a whole lot of body turns. Body turns, even if you have a character rigged for a body turn, it's not going to give you the effect of making like a really complicated anime. Like you can't really, even with a 3D turn, it would be extremely difficult to do a fight scene like an anime scene because they do so many different shots and they're hand drawn. So, and it takes a team of dozens and dozens of people to do it sometimes. If you're really good at frame by frame animation, that's actually the best way to go, but it takes 5 to 10 years to become a good frame to frame animator, and that's just how it is. If you have the patience to do it, then you should be able, you can. But if you're trying to create a full length anime, scene, it's going to be extremely difficult to do. Like One Punch Man? Yeah, One Punch Man is a good example of something that would be extremely difficult to do just because it's so dynamic and so many different camera angles and stuff. Um, you could still, yeah, even if you had a body turn, because the body turn is just kind of fake, trying to fake 3D, which is okay, but for trying to do a fight scene or something like that would be really hard. Yeah, making an animation, a professional, you know, hand drawn, frame by frame animation takes months and months. There's a really really good guy on YouTube though. His name's Winston. Hold on, let me find him real quick so you guys can see. If you guys want to see how to do like really good um, hand by hand drawn traditional animation, let me find him real quick. He is just amazing. I watch his stuff all the time. I can't do what he does, but he is just. Hold on, I'm looking through my subscriptions. See if I can find his stuff real quick. I have way too many. Jeez, where is it? Sorry, I'm trying to find this guy's webpage. Because I want you guys to see the way he animates is so good, and he does actually animate inside Flash. So he does do digital, but he teaches you animation fundamentals and like really really good techniques. Howard Wimshurst. Here, let me check out this dude's. Check this guy out if you want to see how. See a really awesome YouTuber that does really traditional animation. Check that guy out. He's so dope. But you'll also see how it takes a long, long, long time to actually do traditional animation, which is great. I love it, but it's not easy. No problem, ROM3. Family Fanware, what's up? Yeah, check out Howard Wimhurst. He's just amazing, and he shows you a lot of traditional, like I said, traditional animation tips and tricks. You know, it's really cool. Yeah, I know you want a Sasuke 3D or body turn. Um, if you watch the other, it's very very difficult to do. You can check out the Batman body turn that I did, or the Finn body turn. tutorial, it would be exactly the same way, but you'll have to, you know, I wonder if there's, let me look, I want to see if there's a Sasuke, let me see if there's a Sasuke, model sheet. I think so. Woo! Sasuke. Oh, Sasuke's from, what's, oh, Naruto. Okay, I got you. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with the new Moho. I don't know. The features in Moho 12 were pretty cool, but honestly, I didn't, they gave me the program because they used my character model in the program, so they gave it to me as a thank you. But I honestly still use Anime Studio 11 just because the features are pretty cool, but had I not been given it, I probably wouldn't have upgraded. I hate to say. I love the program, obviously, but it's just, yeah, it was too expensive for me. So, oh, awesome! You made a body turn. That's great, man. Um, I haven't actually used Toon Boom, so I've looked at it a lot, but it looks like it's way more complicated. So I would say Moho just because it's what I'm used to, but I also think that it's incredibly uh, intuitive. I think the tool set they have, they don't have the best drawing tool set, but as far as animating, I think is great. I love the bone rigging. I love the styles and um, the particles are amazing. Like, people don't know, I don't think, how powerful Moho really is. You know, I'm always discovering stuff that I think can't be done, or something that you would think only could be done in After Effects or some other really high-end video editing program. And if you mess with it enough, I think you can do most things directly in Moho. So yeah, I love it. What's up, Miles? Miles the creator. What's up? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think there is some more control on the images for sure. They probably have some great tool. I know they have great tools. Professionals wouldn't use it if they didn't. So, and I think Rick and Morty and Simpsons and maybe I don't know. A lot of cartoons use Toon Boom, but I really think for people that are starting out, or I mean, I think professionals could use Anime Studio and Moho to create full-on movie productions, and they have. You know, Song of the Sea was done in Anime Studio. That's a beautiful movie. Um, so yeah, you can definitely use Mo if you want to. You can create high-end professional stuff directly from Moho. So yeah, Moho's learning curve is way easier for sure. Even though I haven't used it, Toon Boom, I've used enough programs, you know, to know that it's it's just easy. like I said, I picked it up and I started using it the first day. I was using physics and stuff like that. So I think next time I do a live stream, well, keep doing tutorials, but definitely in one of the future live streams, from start to finish, I'll do a whole cartoon, like make the background and do a little 5-minute cartoon. I think. Mm-hmm. What am I doing in the anime studio? What do you mean? Channel. Oh, I'm gonna check that out. Breadwinners. Really gonna. I was thinking about doing something. I like scary movies and stuff like that. Not gory, but just like hauntings and ghosts and stuff like that. And I was thinking about making. I don't know how it'd work, but oops. I think if use a lot of sketchy stuff, it'd be kind of scary looking. Don't laugh. This is like a skull. I'm just doing a very basic kind of weird head type thing. Skull. Because I want to test the sketchy thing out real quick while I'm messing around. So let's see. Spookies. I've never seen it. I'm gonna check it out though. Actually, let me type that in now. Spookies. Ooh, I like the look of it already. Yeah, I dig that. I'm gonna check out Spookies for real. Let me see something here. Vectors, noisy outlines, noisy fills. And I just added some noise to that skull. I just want to see what that looks like. Um, let's do that real quick. Zoidberg. Yeah, I was, I could make it Zoidberg-ish. He's kind of pinky. Ooh, it's bright. Zoidberg, kind of red crabby. Well, where's the strokes at? Yeah. Is it done? Oh, there it is. Dang it. See, I really like the sketchy effect. That looks pretty cool, actually. I'm gonna have to mess with that some more. Then, you know, make it transparent. Maybe make the opacity like half, 55. Then duplicate it. I'm gonna move the sequencer a little bit and render that again. I just think that would be cool. Oh, I'm not. I'm just experimenting with the sketchy effect right now. I'm not really. I was just kind of messing around, testing the live stream, but I just wanted to see what adding noise to a still object, how I can make it kind of spooky looking. I'm using Anime Studio instead of Moho just because um, Moho 12, when I first got it, just kept crashing. So I wanted to stick with the older program. See, I think that would be really. That line's too thick. Let's delete that. Thinner line looks better. And maybe even make that kind of transparent. And let's try that, see what that looks like. Sorry, but you asked for my request. That's no problem, man. I don't know if I can do it. I mean, it's a really big request, but I can try. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, body turns are kind of not for beginners. Just because, like I said, you're trying to fake 3D in a 2D program. So, like, if you're trying to use it for a fight scene, it probably won't work. It'll work maybe for a turn, just just a regular cool looking circling camera shot or something like that. But as far as having him do like spin kicks and things like that, it's gonna be tough. It'll be difficult. Oops. I just want to see what this looks like. Change this to add. That might be too. Wait. That doesn't show anything at all. Maybe if I put a gradient on this background. Okay, plane, gradient. Let's just turn this to dark red. Let's render that out and see what it looks like. Body turn rigs? Yeah, I can. I'll let me find a couple. Hold on, just a second. Okay, that's the body turn. The Batman turning is just to turn the figure itself, not to rig it or anything else. This is just an example of how you would use like a model sheet to do a turn, but not rigged, not moving and running around and things like that. That's for the regular, just, turning like that. And then, let's see. Then the fit. This one is going to be for the series. Oops. And this one is for the fin body turn. So that's a series. There's 3 videos in that. It shows you how to create a body turn with a rigged character. It's Finn. I'm using Finn from Adventure Time for that one just because he's a very simple character. So when you turn his arms and legs, they're just basically noodles. So it's really easy to get the concept of how you do it. But like I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry, Trafalgar, who keeps wanting the Sasuke turn. You'd have to do something that's more like. Let me find that too. This is the Batman again, but this is rigged. So you'd have to create different rigged poses for this one. So it kind of explains how you'd have to kind of create a different rig for each pose for that one. So that's the link to that one. So you can check those out. And that should help as far as getting a body rig turn. And here's a rig of a character, or showing a body turn of the female character that I made a while ago. The beginning of this, it's a tutorial on female mouths, but it also shows you how I've created a turn for a character, a simple character. So yeah, you can check that out too. So that should help as far as body turns. I'm sorry. I was looking at other things. Let's see. That's where. Did that render? Hold on. Render. Skull 3. I don't know if it's going to look cool or not, but we'll see. Okay. That's kind of cool. I think I've used way too many lines. I mean, around the eyes and the nose looks pretty neat, but then the outside line is kind of, it's too thick. Still kind of cool. But I think there are concept model sheets for Sasuke that I saw, so I'll take a look at those. But I'm gonna hop off right now, guys. I gotta get ready to go to work. So yeah, this is, like I said, this is just a test. This weekend I'll do something a lot better. So have something prepared at least, and whatnot. But yeah, I appreciate you guys checking it out, and yeah, I'll see you guys real soon. Peace out. For sure. Next level 88. I'll see you guys soon. See ya. See ya, Patrick. See ya. All right, guys. Talk to you later.